Ooh, I'm gonna have to get a little sweater. I was really warm earlier, but now I'm getting really chill, a little chilly. I don't think it's hot flashes just yet, but season is changing. It's definitely right. Even right now, it's August. But the first little bit of leaves have started to fall, and it's rainy, and it's definitely giving very much an autumn vibe. It's giving like September. Things are changing. So let me hurry up so that I can then go put a sweater on. Yeah, let's do this. You're walking through the grocery store, adding items to your cart, when suddenly your heart starts racing for absolutely no reason. There's no emergency, no deadline, no clear and obvious trigger. Yet anxiety floods your system. It floods it like a wave just crashing over you. If this sounds familiar, what I'm about to tell you will begin to challenge and change everything you think you might know about anxiety. Here's the thing. Your anxiety isn't random. I don't believe that. And it's definitely not something just to be put up with because it's protecting you. It's often sabotaging everything you've worked decades to build. When you avoid social gatherings because, what if I have a panic attack? When you can't enjoy a simple dinner out because my mind is racing so much right now. When you second guess every decision, from what to wear to what to cook for dinner. That's not your personality. That's anxiety. We're often told that these random anxiety waves are just a part of who you are, right? That you're naturally anxious, you're naturally born this way. That some people are just a bit more sensitive. There's nothing we can really do about it. This is incomplete thinking, really. Now, science doesn't provide one clear answer for why anxiety flares up apparently randomly, right? And it's true that everyone is different. But what often feels like no reason anxiety actually often has very real causes operating beneath your conscious awareness at the level that we call the subconscious level. Hormonal fluctuations, for example, can be one thing that happens. So especially as women, as we age, as we get into midlife, things like periomenopause and menopause create nervous system chaos. That can certainly be a thing. Often suppressed trauma reactions are often behind these anxiety waves as well. Things that we push down that will surface as seemingly random anxiety, right? But oftentimes our bodies and our minds are reacting to triggers that are bringing up things that we don't even realize that are happening. As an example, let's say when you were younger, you had a really bad incident with a guinea pig, I don't know. And you may laugh, but I actually have this image of being in a pet store once and a guinea pig actually had like chomped onto someone's finger because it was pissed off and they were trying to get it off. And I remember ever since then thinking that guinea pigs were like vicious. I was so little. I've since changed that belief. Guinea pigs are adorable, and that was just a random mean one on a bad day, right? But returning back to the guinea pig example, if you had an unfortunate incident when you were really young about a guinea pig, and there could have been a certain situation, like maybe it was the certain lighting, maybe it was the color of the guinea pig. And one day, whenever the conditions are just right, your subconscious actually reacts to that scenario, and it doesn't want to repeat that scary scenario again. So even though you consciously don't know it was connected to the incident that scared you as a child, your mind remembers, your subconscious mind remembers, and it immediately just gets anxious, right? So you don't know why, but your subconscious knows why, and it wants you out of there. Genetic predisposition is also very much a thing. Absolutely. If anxiety runs in your family, you may have inherited a more sensitive nervous system. That's completely possible. And also, one thing that is also important too is that we in society are constantly living under constant critical voices in many ways like never before. These critical voices can come from others, from our upbringing, And also, they come from social media. They come from the constant comparison that we make to people that are living celebrity or billionaire lifestyles. And this harsh inner critic, it never shuts up. 21st century life is often has a built-in constant comparison to other people, to people that have money, that have resources, that are completely out of reach from where we are. It can create this constant running phantom anxiety, but that actually very much has a source and an origin, and we're living in it. And here's the key insight. You're being scared about a thought, not a reality. Your anxiety may be trying to convince you that threats are real, and they may really, really feel real, but they're not real. Right now, you may see yourself as someone who just gets anxious, someone who has to carefully manage daily activities to avoid triggering panic. But imagine being the kind of woman who transforms that anxious energy into unstoppable confidence. Imagine going to the grocery store without scanning for exits, just enjoying dinner with friends without worry about having a panic attack, making everyday decisions without overthinking every possible outcome. That same sensitivity that creates worry can actually be your strength. It can actually be used to create confident awareness. The same mind that catastrophizes can become your greatest asset for problem solving. Most approaches try to manage your anxiety symptoms. They teach you breathing exercises that can absolutely provide relief. But in order to really get to the bottom, we have to get to the level of lasting change. Right now, you're exhausted from appearing normal while anxiety runs the show behind the scenes. You experience panic in safe places like the grocery store or your favorite restaurant. You avoid activities you used to enjoy because what if something happens? You overthink simple decisions like which route to take to work or what to order. But it's not because you're broken or too weak or too sensitive, like all the things that we are often told. It's because your brilliant mind is operating with outdated programming that treats everyday situations like threats. Through my work with professional women, I've seen the transformation happen when they understand this truth. Your anxiety isn't evidence that you can't handle normal life. It's evidence that you're ready to reclaim your freedom, to reclaim your confidence. Consider this scenario. A woman I worked with used to have panic attacks every time she went to the store. The lights, the crowds, the overwhelming choices, like it would be a thing, and she was constantly afraid of what would happen and was beginning to really become a problem with her. It was too much. She literally would leave her car and just book it, like just leave. And after working with me, she now is able to shop easily wherever she wants. She wasn't able, to create a love life because of this horrible, really depreciating anxiety. And now she went out and even found a partner. She runs errands without anxiety. She enjoys spontaneous outings with friends. And she recently took a solo vacation, something she never thought possible. The difference is she stopped fighting her sensitive nervous system. She started using proven techniques to regulate it. This transformation happens through what I call the frequency shift method, a proven approach that transforms anxiety patterns into unstoppable confidence at the neurological level. Instead of managing symptoms, we use hypnotherapy to rewire the mental patterns that create anxiety into the same patterns that create calm confidence. When anxiety hits, remember these steps. First, tell yourself the truth. Thoughts are not real. Thoughts are not reality. Our body responds to thoughts, but thoughts are not real. Second, use a breathing method to switch from this fight or flight method to a rest and digest mode. We want to really engage our parasympathetic nervous system, and there are multiple ways to tap into breathing methods. One way to do it is to breathe in through 3 seconds and breathe out through 6. And you really want to take your time on the exhale because it's really the exhale that really tells the body that it's time to relax and reset. In fact, it's impossible to have the body in a calm state and to have a panic attack. Like both of these things can't be true at once. Number 3 is a challenge of thought. Go from what if to what is, okay? What is happening right now? Look around, notice what's actually happening around you in the moment. This is what high functioning and successful people do. Anxiety is a ancestral trait. It will always exist in some form. All of us will feel anxious at times. You will feel anxious at times, but it should be something that is a tool when you need it to get you out of danger, but it should never have control over your lives. You should always be and feel as though you have control over your life and how you want to live your life. So, what everyday activities have you avoided because anxiety whispered, what if something goes wrong? Your anxiety isn't a character flaw or a life sentence. It's simply your brilliant mind operating with outdated programming that is no longer serving your daily life. And speaking of, another tip, stop saying my anxiety. It's the anxiety. Do not claim it as yours if you want to get rid of it. That goes for anything. Your breakthrough is waiting on the other side of understanding that thoughts are not reality, and you have complete control over how you respond to them. If this resonated with you, definitely subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you are struggling with, what you would like me to speak to, and definitely subscribe for more content like this on transforming anxiety into everyday confidence. And if you're ready to overcome anxiety barriers to living your most normal, healthy, on-track life, then check out the link in the description to learn more about the frequency shift method and sign up for a free call with me. The most confident women aren't the ones without anxiety. They're the ones who learn to transform it into calm strength and daily freedom. So that's it for me. Again, my name is Keisha Dent. I'm a certified hypnotherapist, and I can't wait to speak with you again. And I want to remind you always that in order to change your life, you must first change yourself. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you soon.